So, hello and welcome back to another episode of EU4. We're of course playing with Anbennar as Kamra Yamai. And we are just cleaning up the rest of Alicante. It is a little bit of work, but murder. Obviously. I've also put in the state edict everywhere, so that we have the thingy going on. The... whatever. What, you know what? Sure. Don't need words to express myself. So we killed a few guys. Oh, we didn't steal it? That's a shame. Okay, let's surrender. Well, that's easy. Let me just wait until these guys are dead. Fantastic. And then we're just gonna take the rest of your stuff. Hello. There we go. For annexation. The colonized subcontinent is mine. So. What do I need for this? I still need this. We need troops present. Dekageo needs 20 and all of the Alicante guys need some as well. Are we gonna slaughter? Is that what we're gonna do? I mean, I do need another army over here. No worries, we've gotten new guys. Let's see if we got Vain Glory out of this. I mean, we are at 85. Legendi Bloom. Don't tempt me. I hope that we get Vain Glory out of this, so we're at 90%, at 90, so I can actually do this. I would also need to position... Oh god, that's a lot of troops. Ay. I feel like this is gonna be the case where we just position these armies here, without actually doing anything with them. And later on we're all gonna like get them or something like that. I do need more manpower for this, obviously, but... See ya. Harpies. Okay, what are we missing? Oh, there's another one. Jesus Christ, how many are there? Something that I did want to do was with you. I mean, you're one war, right? I mean, I probably will defeat you guys on the sea if I want to. We'll see about that. I can't vassalize you, can I? No, I would have been surprised by that. So let's let the manpower grow again. And again, and again. Oh, some generals left. Oh, I do have more armies sticking around. I'm gonna also send you over. I know that this is still not enough to really do this, but... So, the hand that mocks. The Khan I presume to be superior to us. They eschewed worship of the gods in favor of mortal words and sayings, drinking the wine and carving their pretty statues. Our elites indulged in some of their ways, sure, importing Paradavine and Podiano glass, but they never fell to their mindset. As they sat secure in their prison cities, engaged in pretty skirmishes and trade wars, we fought cataclysmic wars, storms of blood and fire. Lascades thought he would bring their ways to us, instead we will bring the storm to them and show them what is truly the superior people. The hand that mocks. I just wanna make sure that if this gives me Vain Glory, that I have enough armies present to do the other mission as well. Because I know that I need 30 regiments presence. Yeah. In all of these places, which is feelingly impossible, but hey. Let's continue making some armies. So this one. These are all capital province cities. That's awful. I assume that we have occupied these ones. I mean, the problem is, oh no, it's only the Alicante. Oh, okay, then that's all right. The hand that mocks. I'm just a bit silly. Ivanaradi the First watched the Royakotadi laborers from afar as they finally broke into the core of the Gaon's windward. It's Kainilian. The blue glow of magic erupted from the steel casing. The harsh glow turned his eyes to the sky above and sent a wave of unease rippling through her. Ivanadi the First turned to the woman standing to her side, furiously scribbling in her notebook. "Are you certain we are safe here?" Ivanahi the First asked. "With the windward gone, what if a storm strikes?" "We are safe," Velitia Vustadin bluntly stated, not caring to look up from her notes. We have done evacuation drills 15 times, no 16, forgot to count a false alarm. Any residents will die, but our laborers will be safely in Orman before any disaster strikes." Okay. The Emperor shook her head as she turned back to the excavation. Riches for us, fear for them, but it is still ill-delivered. The Gaon was a proud city of glorious warriors. I should have chosen Octikaon. And why did I counsel you otherwise? Ivanal the first round? Yes, I know. My compunctions are exactly why I needed it to be targeted. I see that, but even so. The Vustadin matriarch finally looked up from her notebook. The old Gaon used to be mere prisoners of Daiseni, by my estimation. The Philoxana were the last of their wardens. They clung to a long obsolete duty, a relic of the last cycle, just like, and forgive the slander, the Mudalias. Unlike the Mudalias, though, they used their ancestry to justify mocking the ways of all of those opposed to them, even other Kaionai. Like the Kargaras, they kept under watch. They never would have accepted our ways, and so they needed to serve as an example. The Gaon will forever remain a tombstone for Kaionai exceptionalism, a sign that our might, our fury, is more than equal to their sophistication. So, we just straight up... The Windwater City will move from the Kaon, we lose a bunch of stuff there, and it will turn into ruined Kaon. Unrest goes down and we lose a lot of more stuff. It also will be disassembled, we get a bunch of money and a bunch of points. We don't get Vainglory, sadly enough. Okay, that is a shame. Does this give me Vainglory? So I'm actually at a high number? Don't think so. Well, either way. Whoop. This one doesn't cost me anything. Let's just quickly use up some points. And we're gonna immediately continue on. Yeah, I would need 90 Vainglory for this. I need a war. I need to fight someone. I need to beat someone up. To get this started. I mean, we're building up these armies and we can just position them there for later on, but it would be nice. Beyond Taichent. Andaios is ours. The heart of southern Alantir, a land of magnificent cities, great peoples, legendary stories and myths, is now under our total control. But as we have so clearly learned, there is a world beyond Taichent. The Empire Vainglorious may rise alone, but it will not rise in isolation. New ways of dealing with magic are being pioneered, new religions professing ancient truths and possessing cutting-edge innovations are sprouting up across the world, and the warlords, scorched on the vainglory of their conquests, are clamoring for new foes to invade, new riches to plunder, and as news of new discoveries arrive in our ports, they clamor for a new secret to unlock and power to gain. We won't deny the demands. One wonders if you could... Okay, we get a bunch of claims on areas, but we also get an event. Don't call me Hoplophile. The warden members of Taichent followed the artificers as they showed her their inventions outside Palaya or in Kailem, the Gafiana Vida looming large in the background. A short fellow in a funny hat, Sando Boldbrass, led her around as his assistants gave a demonstration of each invention. Here, T-wave transmitters, connects like lightning, and oh, speaking of lightning, spark drives. Any enemies? Bad doubt. Pull the trigger and to-do, that, and here, the Magicraft Fire Machine, Thaumaturgical Arcanoblast Cannon, yes. Supercharged a little, modified by me, it is not yet perfect, yes, will backfire, 49.5% of the time, needs a bit more Gelder to fix, if you understand. The Rodent Empress understood perfectly. The other weapons inventions interested her and greatly, but they were single-target weapons. She wanted devastation, and this arcane blaster thing looked like it could give him it. Okay. Ivanahi the First pointed to the statue in the distance at the palace where its hood had once stood. Ebenaf, the first emperor, decapitated the statue with a bolt from the astral sky. Precise annihilation, give me that and I'll give you more gold than you can imagine. Sandor scratched his beard as he contemplated. That is difficult, yes, very difficult. He called on his assistant, they set to work modifying the cannon, triggering with the casing and the name steer within, lining it perfectly, and then the gnome hooked up a string to a lever at the cannon's back and ordered those present to stand no less than 6.1 meters away. After a short countdown, Boltbrass pulled on the string and shouted, "Danger ho!" The back of the blaster exploded, half the artificers ducked for cover, but the Rodent Empress was too transfixed on the magical bolt, careening through the sky to care. It impacted the palace atop the Gavjana Vaida and blew half of it into the sky. No, my rodent head! What is this? Even as the first breath caught, the power of Anbennar replicated before her eyes. If this was the power of but a few Canorian artificers, what could the Digendi do with this technology? What new powers could lay beyond the Digendi borders? Okay, this is a way to get the artificer state early. Okay. I see. So, we have claims on some areas. Surprisingly enough, not what I expected, to be honest. I mean, I guess this one is now more in our line. What else do we have? We need troops present in this place. Well, that is easy enough to do. You're actually gonna come over here then. Okay. We just need to own it, right? Oh, you're right. We just need our ruler there as well. And luckily enough, our ruler is female. That's quite useful. No stone unturned. We need scrying and we need to get our adventurers more loyal. Okay, I'm not sure how loyal they are at the moment. Let me just quickly check. Sorry, I just cleaned my classes. And I thought it's gonna be quick, but it wasn't. 54, that is just not enough. I need to sell titles. Yeah. Okay, this is gonna be a case of doing that, but we also do need a scrying spell. What is this? We need... Oh, don't tell me we're turning Rebellion. 10 known provinces, one of the following must be true. The Rebellion is... this version is Rebellion, have province modifier, Rebellion Society chapter, or any known country we have a spy on it, or opinion? Or we need to be Rebellion. Okay, so we don't need to turn Rebellion for this. Currently we have one. What? There's one nation. Do I not need 10? Oh no, it's okay. It's just we need to just prove opinion or spy on these guys. While you're getting beaten up, Rebellion State. Oh, the Rebellion State. Yeah, of course. All of these are meaningless. All of you go home. I still need that 19 Vainglory, but I think we're just gonna improve relation with you here real quick for that. So, and what is this? We need 20 provinces in the Legion and 30 artificer capacity available. Okay, so actually need to remove some of these after we've done the conquering. We don't have imperialism yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7 armies over here. Let's reposition some of these guys. I do also want to quickly leave them where they're at, so I know where to put them. Okay, but it's also good to know that we're not gonna immediately do... I mean, I guess I could immediately go for the S report. That also would reduce my loss in terms of thingy. But I think I'm actually gonna threaten war here. I think that might be a much better choice. Okay, I need to wait a few months for the dudes to come back. Let's just wait for these guys to be full so I can position them. We'll see how many I can gain. Let's do this also very easily. I'm just gonna let them build in these places. That also feels like the right path. Can I road in this repair? That's a lot of admin. Because a country road is in this repair. Oh well. You guys are gonna come over here. We'll see if you can do more burning soon enough. So this one technically we can move away already. You can... I guess we need to go to all of these borders now. You can technically also leave. Don't tell me I'm gonna... There we go. You're gonna come over here. You guys are back. We are gonna threaten warn you. Lovely. Just a small truce, but we have this province now. Good. I'm just making sure that we don't need to struggle there. You guys also come over. You're gonna stand here. I think I'm doing this completely out of order. You have been replaced. You're gonna come over here as well. I mean, when we're gonna fight these guys, we're gonna need all of that. More missionary strength. Command reform, okay. You are filling up, we can do another army. I mean, this is a good thing about all of my my force limit being so ridiculous. That means that we can remove you. You're gonna... Actually, you're gonna come over here. You're in the right position, but something is amiss. You are female, right? 30 infantry are present. Damn it. Who would have funked? Give me my dudes, I need this. Okay. So, you're a zealot? Makes the artificer a little bit disloyal, but that's alright. Like I said, I think I'm gonna start this war right away. Just so that we don't tick further down on terms of vainglory. Yeah, we're down to 85. I hope that this is enough that we can get this done. You are gonna just come over here. We're gonna take all of the stuff in the south of them. I'm not sure what we need, but I'm gonna take a bunch of stuff anyway. Oh, you also have been replaced. Let me just quickly tell you that. We have a disaster brewing. What? Oh, the Cotton Country, because my unrest is so high. Why is my unrest so high? Coffee houses, overextension. Oh, okay. Just a matter of time, basically. You're not done yet. So, there we go. The deaths of Arcel. Nanonakar, the city of cities. By all accounts, it is the greatest and largest precursor city still standing, built over as it has been by over a millennium and a half of slums and temples and Taichendi-made monuments. Beneath its surface lies the underground and a colossal labyrinth of slave warrens, dorm rooms and ancient laboratories, and who knows what else. Its upper levels, the Undercity, it's inhabited by the scum of Nanonakar, but the lower levels, the Underwarren, is filled with all manners of danger. Nobody knows how far the Underwarren goes, how deep the slaver nobles delved, and why don't we find out? We lose 30 infantry. Okay, the higher our estate loyalty, army tradition, and discipline, or infantry compatibility, the better the expedition will do. Then I would like to actually do this. I mean, you guys are not quite happy yet. Let's make you happier. This is gonna definitely happen. We're also gonna do this, so everyone is like super happy. Okay, I think that is... I mean, we cannot get much higher than that. State loyalty, army tradition. I mean, we're not gonna really get high on army tradition, but discipline is also not that... We're not really not that crazy on all of this, but... Let's see. Nanonakar, the greatest and largest and oldest city in Alentir, was once named Arcel. The heart of the pre-ruined Taichent, the city was Tarseni's primary docking station, in which it gathered tribute from the slaver noble vessels of the precursor empire and teleported them up to the flying city via the Vanet Avanem. Naturally, such a massive city, which handled such a monumental amount of goods, needed a place to store them, and like their rural estates, the slaver nobles preferred to hide such utilitarian necessities underground and out of sight. Over thousands of years, they built a vast system of underground warehouses, slave barracks, reservoirs, and sewers, alongside quite a few facilities they would rather keep out of Taiseni's eyes. After the ruin, the city's underground facilities were abandoned. The depths of Arcel became the Nagadi Underground, a dangerous winding warren of smooth stone, corridors, half-collapsed chambers, and every danger imaginable. Every year, scavengers delve into the darkness, but harassed by both dangerous wildlife and the mutated remnants of those slaves, driven deep underground by Anbennar, they have never managed to even remotely subdue the labyrinth. This expedition would be the first to truly attempt to reach the bottom of it. There's one problem though: Nanonakar is and forever will be ruled by Mudaleas. The most prestigious and wealthy family in Taichent, they claim descendants from Liadana Mudalea herself, the Taiseni precursor who was instrumental in driving the slaver nobles from the city after the ruin. For over 1,000 members at any one time, they have their fingers in every corner of the city, a power that has not diminished by the fracturing into 3 branches following the battles against Anbennar. The full support of the Mudalea cousins will likely be key to the success of the expedition. I mean, we proceed with our support. Did we not kill them? Is that not what we did? Take 1 damage. Okay, so basically... I'm not sure how this exactly is gonna go. I mean, we need to rebuild this army. You guys also come actually around somewhere. You're just gonna actually finish this up. At this point, you have occupied this. This is one province, so we're just gonna quickly, well, do this. Fuck off. The Undercity. There we go. There are thousands entrances to the underground Nandraka. Oh, this is gonna be a lot of reading, isn't it? Tucked away in the side streets, basement of pre-ruined buildings and sewer pipes, but most of these are small or treacherous routes, which only give access to the Undercity. The inhabited upper layers of the underground where the deciduous vagrants and criminal classes of the city live, away from the attention and protection of the city guard. In order to march a full expedition into the unexplored depths of Arcel, the Underworld one needs to go through Naka Kriadviai, the district of ruins. A district of ruins, Kriadviai is dotted with excavated passages to the Underworld, specially expanded over the years to support large expeditions. It is in these entrances, in their own little slices of the Undercity, that the scavenger guilds have made their home. They've already supplied a great deal of knowledge and expertise to this particular Imperial expedition, but apparently they were not quite satiated with the compensation. As an expedition prepared to descend into the Undercity, they were met by the blockade of scavengers demanding a larger cut of the profits. Though they could simply be dispersed, the implicit threat is there all the same. If the Rodent Empress denied their request, they could make life very difficult indeed. We could pay them off, let them do their worst, which is not a damage, we don't want that. We can use contracts within the relic trade itself because we have enough loyalty. Okay, so basically we need to now use this while it's happening. I wonder if we're gonna get a special event because this city is filled with rats, because we did that. If you remember, a while back, we flooded the streets with rats. Well, we have contacts, so why even care? All of this coring is done, fantastic. We are gonna occupy this. This is also Astroport. Good. Well, we've fixed that as well. Could you stop? Thank you. Good talk. So, I would like to fix the army. Okay, we can do more here. Even everyone felt unease as the army halted at the edge of the Underworld. The warm lights of the Undercity had receded, the harsh blue-white of targeted mage light replacing them. Many Nakadi citizens had gathered to watch them depart, eager to catch a glimpse of the Rodent Empress or say goodbye to any scavengers they knew in the army. As they had just been reminded, some were undoubtedly there with ulterior motives. To tail them, maybe pick some of them off, to dwindle them as the scavengers had done, the underground was a lawless place after all. It didn't bother the Rodent Empress though, she had 10,000 elves with him. Yeah, there's a little bit of a mess going on with the gendering and pronouns. A sizable number even on the field of battle. A number of Mudalares, alongside the king of Naka Kriadvai, had joined them, alongside some other warlords who had tugged along eager for glory. No, Ivanali's first real fear was the unknown. Steel, after all, could cut through flesh far better than it could cut through darkness, but it just had to deal with it. With a short speech and a flash of his saber, the Rodent Empress called for the expedition to advance further into the darkness. So we're gonna have this every month. We do have a lot of money. I wonder if I should keep this money for this? We'll see. When the Abjuration mages finally unwound the wards and the artificers blasted through the smooth stone doors, it was like walking into the past. The armory was pristine, with white-washed walls, racks of precursor weapons and shining sets of armor, interspersed with beautiful bone-white statues of the elves of ages past. Then the statues, the Kalumata, came to life. As soon as they detected intruders, they awoke from their slumber, grabbed the nearest weapons to them, and charged. Acting on commands issued thousands of years ago by long-dead masters. Animated through necromancy, the souls of the dead coursing through their metal bodies, their advance did not stop until they were dismembered, hacked or blasted apart. Even then, their broken limbs did not give up, only stopping their unyielding crusade when the priests surged forward and exorcised them. By the end of the battle, the white walls of the armory had been painted red with blood of the Agendi, who had tried to plunder it. But defenders were nothing more than lifeless husks too. Now Ivanil the First needed to decide what to do with its contents. We could sell it for a lot of money, and a temporary modifier that gives us not much, really. The Empress would be more loyal. Or we could unlock a random artificer invention. I think that makes more sense. Well, which one did we unlock? Commercial sky balloons. Well, that wasn't really worth it, but, well, we need to do everything at once, right? Let me just quickly spend this here. Like I said, I'm not gonna spend money yet, because we might need some for this thingy. I don't know. So I'm gonna be just curious about that. Did I not tell you to go here? Damn it. Well, maybe I did that wrong. Deep Elves attack. There we go. The Underworlds of Nanonakar holds many terrors that have claimed the lives of tens of thousands of scavengers and vagrants alike over the years. The assassin-like Devategas, swarms of sheer-toothed Kodakombu, tanked-like giant armadillos, idle or wandering Kalumata, and elves hiding in the shadows who would much prefer their works out of public eye. Cultists of Odasil or devious blood mages, but those threats are not what the Scav guilds fear the most. The expedition was encamped when the Pale Ones attacked. They spared no prisoners, they gave no warning. One moment the lookouts were staring into darkness, the next they were fighting for their lives. The Kriadvanha, pale-skinned elves suited to the condition of the underground, are slight but fierce warriors. They have dwelt in the depth of Arcel for 1,000 years or more, descendants of the slaves who joined Liandaha Mudala in fleeing Anbennar's advance in the decades after the ruin and had not returned to the surface with her descendants. Using their command over both magic and an underground treacherous terrain, they are a formidable enemy and seem to have just enough numbers to make the life of intruders hell. As piercing screams and the rumble of mage fire echoes through the camp, everyone must do their part or else the expedition may fall, a very grim indeed. Take 1 damage, 5 regiments will not return. So we did not have enough discipline or army tradition, it seems. Oh well, can't do much about that. Or infantry compatibility. Still stuck on this. Demons in the depths. Oh, demons. It was a hard-fought battle, but eventually Kriadvanha were driven off, leaving behind score of dead warriors, Pone, Vale, White, and Techendi 10 both. By morning, the expedition had tallied its losses, packed up its tents and supplies, and ready to both move deeper into the underground and face any more Kriadvanha attacks. They were relieved, however, to not face any, as the expedition approached. Any Kriadvanha scouts they were lucky enough to spot quickly fled. As they came across Kriadvanha villages and encampments, they found them deserted in a hurry. The Deep Elves did not even bother to take their belongings, which the expeditionaries happily helped themselves to. The scholars and mages were astonished to find that the Kriadvanha, long thought to be merely mindless savages, actually had a strong material culture, shaped from the various items found in the underground. Among their works of art were those of a more religious significance, most dedicated to defend against demons from above, but some against unknown terrors from below too. In one such village, soldiers came across an area marked with signs of danger and caution, obvious even to outsiders. Delving deeper, they discovered a strange altar guarded by a broken exorcised Kalumata. They were intact, scrolled atop it, and some are saying the Rodent Empress may be able to commune with it, whatever the altar was dedicated to. We can try to commune with it. Or kill it. Heal 1 damage. I mean, this is only a temporary bonus, right? Both of them are last dying breath. I think this heal 1 damage is probably the thing that we want to do. We basically now only took 1 damage. Good. You guys come over here as well. I just want to occupy as much as possible. I mean, Neckcliff feels like something that we're not going to touch at all. I'm just going to let the war score tick up. We can nearly do another army here. I see 2 more that we need to basically position here. Another damage. The expedition that fought the Kriadvanha had been cowed, afraid of the might of the demons above. They advanced lazily deep into the darkness, swatting away or shooting anything that came near. When the first calls of the Kriadvanha rang out, many thought it was just a raid, maybe an over-eager lookout pointing out a shout. Then the screams and the desperate shouts and the musket fire and mage bolts and clash of steel and rending of flesh. Before even 10 minutes had passed, the expeditionaries understood what they were facing, why they had faced so few of the denizens on the underground. They were not retreating, but regrouping. Now tens of thousands of pale elven warriors attacked at once. Most either bore simple spears, slings or axes, or used their hands as spell focuses. Their champions bore glistening precursor armor and blades of enchanted rune steel. Each Kriadvanha fought it tirelessly, desperately, as if their whole people was at stake, as if their world would end if they lost. They fought with wounds that would send most other crying for their mother or the gods, climbing over the bodies of their fallen kin to keep up the assault. They sing the battle cry on their lips, Laidana. If the expedition does not fight with the same determination as the enemy, things are going to get very bloody indeed. Okay, so we take another damage and we lose 10k troops again. A shame. When are we done with this? This is a lot of text. After a few hours, the fighting died down and the Kriadvanha retreated. The expedition, bruised and bloodied but alive, continued into the depths in a grim sort of silence. The Kriadvanha would not be coming back, not for anything. They wouldn't risk extinction. I'm an idiot. I need to do this as well before I forget it. Scrying, please. Scry on your neighbor's descendants, or this. Gonna do scrying on the eternal thingy. Right, I needed loyalty. But yes, let me just I'm gonna finish reading this and then we're gonna do the other stuff. Once I left for the expeditions to cover the Gurdwana had so jealously guarded. They found out soon enough, as they descended the warning signs that had been found near that altar repeated and grew more dire. The major of the expedition complained of headaches and of an unnatural power, mana coursing through the air. A blue mist formed as the party advanced, and then they saw the writing. Most could not read it, but the scholars identified it well enough. Stay out, do not advance, doom ahead, beware the glow. Or written in an ancient tongue, not that of ancient Kalavendi, nor the slaver nobles, but of Tarseni. The warnings came to a massive chamber, large enough to house an ancient dragon. The expeditionaries gasped as they entered. Hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of golden precursor slave collars had been piled high in the vault, like how a dragon hoarded gold. Every single collar had the Damestir crystal within, bathing the room in a near-blinding blue light. There were 4 Gurdwana champions in the room, wearing the silver steel armor of the ancients, praying, kneeling. They turned, gorged on the might of magic, and charged. Only after had they each felled, scores of Taichendi soldiers were they dispatched. The Royal Remembrance himself, the Mudala king of Nakakriadvai, by his side, approached what they had once guarded. A single skeleton, clad in resplendent armor, laid against the foot of the pile of colors. A message had been written at her feet. My name is Leandiel, my children call me Leandiada, remember me. By the gods. We get prestige, and the tomb of Leandada happens in 30 years. Well, we are gonna end this episode here. So like always, like subscribe, shenanigans, like I see you guys next episode. Bye!